Okay, there's some big news coming in. There's some development. Cyclone Amphan, in fact, has already made a landfall. That IMD has issued a statement that a landfall process has commenced since 2:30 p.m., which is going to continue for about 4 hours. The forward sector, the wall cloud, which is the region, is in fact entering into land into West Bengal. Arunima is with us. Yes, Arunima.
Yes, sir. So 2:30 onwards, the landfall has begun until about 5:30, 6 o'clock. This is expected to go on. Now, the areas which have been most affected so far, Paradeep, Chandbali, Bhubaneswar, Balasore, Puri and Gopalpur. Also the areas where observations are happening, Kolkata, Damdam, Digha, Diamond Harbour, Haldia, Canning. These are areas where observation is happening from the coast. What we are told is that as far as the forecast movement intensity is concerned, to move north and northeastwards and cross West Bengal and Bangladesh border between Digha and Hatia, close to Sundarbans during late afternoon, evening hours, and that's what we are reporting, that the landfall has already happened. The initial prediction was that this will happen between 4 o'clock and about 5, between 4 and 5, but it has happened already at 2:30 onwards. It has begun. Now the entire focus is to ensure that you hold on to whatever is there, because wind speed is very high, and just hope that the loss to life and loss to property will be minimal.
Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what we are all hoping for. But very quickly, Arunima, what are the kind of arrangements and the precautions which really has been advised and have been put into place? Because we know, for example, you reported yesterday the Home Minister did speak to the Bengal Chief Minister yesterday.
Yes, the Home Minister has spoken to both Bengal and Odisha Chief Minister yesterday, Naveen Patnaik as well as Mamata Banerjee. He said that, NDRF teams have been deployed if you require any other central assistance. Now, in Sundarban, BSF is deployed, and BSF has boats to take care of the waterways in Sundarban area. So if there is any other kind of central paramilitary assistance that is required, then that can be assisted by the centre. So centre and the state are working in tandem. NDRF has already evacuated lakhs of people. But in this time of the pandemic, in time of coronavirus, the worry is that, how do you keep people safe from both the cyclone as well as from the virus?
But Arunima, just for the sake of our viewers to understand, how do we know that landfall has happened? What exactly are the, if I may use the word, symptoms, or how do you know the indications, rather, I would say, that a landfall has happened?
See, the wind speed starts picking up. If the cyclone just goes over the sea route and doesn't cross over the land, it is some relief for people, because the wind speed then is far lesser. But in this case, since it is also crossing over the land area, that's what landfall really means. That the wind, after it picks up from the sea route or from the waterway route, hits the land, actually starts blowing over the area. And that's what the worry is, that between Digha and on the Bangladesh side, between Hatia, crossing Sundarban, it will cross over the land area, and that has already happened. It has started blowing over this land, and then it will move on to Bangladesh, and hopefully the wind speed will reduce then once it moves further into the Bay of Bengal. But the worry is that while it is blowing over the land, it can uproot trees, it can uproot electricity poles, it can just blow away thatched roofs or temporary constructions that are there. And these things then, the temporary constructions, thatched roofs, electric poles, then they, because of the wind speed, become like missiles. And anything which comes in their way then gets completely damaged. And that's why landfall is like the worst as far as the cyclone is concerned. You then just pray that wherever you are, you can hold on to the nearest object to keep you grounded.
You're seeing those pictures, in fact, Arunima, of, there are earlier pictures, of course, of how severe the winds have already been. Do hold on. We've also, let me just quickly go across to Mr. Mahesh Palawat. He's the chief of SkyMet. Thank you very much for speaking to us. But, the landfall has happened. That's what we've been told by the IMD at around 2:30 p.m. What does it look like to you?
As of now, it seems that it is still a few kilometers, you can say 50 kilometers or something away from coast, and soon it is going to make a landfall. And while the making of landfall, it will be the very severe cyclone, and the wind speed has already increased over most parts of Gangetic, West Bengal and north coast of Orissa. And intense rain and thundershower shower activities are going on over many parts. So we expect at the time of landfall, the wind speed will be around, say, 140 to 150 km per hour and gusting to 160 km per hour. and yes, and landfall process will take at least 1 hour, because first the first part of eye will enter the land. There will be calm area, because in the center of eye, winds are calm, and the diameter of eye is around 15 kilometers. So it will take around 30 to 40 minutes for eye to cross. Once the eye crosses the land, then again the wind speed will increase, and we can say that post landfall there will be at least 3 to 4 hours are very crucial, as the rain activities will continue and wind speed will be severe and in excess of 100 kilometers.
But you know, Mr. Palava, there were some words and some talk also that actually it is not a super cyclone. So in a sense, there was this hope also that perhaps it's not going to be as severe as it was being feared. Is that true, or do we need to wait for some more time to figure that one out?
No, it was it has intensified as a super cyclone yesterday, and it was as a super cyclone until early morning today. But soon after, it weakened into a extremely severe cyclone, and the highest category is super cyclone, and it is the first super cyclone of the century over Bay of Bengal. And now it will further weaken, but it will maintain its intensity of a very severe cyclone. Very severe cyclone is equally damaging. Anything above 140 or 150 kilometers per hour is equally damaging. So,
Mr. Palava, before I let you go, one last quick question is that is there a possibility, because you're saying it's going to take another hour, have there been instances, or is it a possibility that there could actually be a weakening taking place and therefore the worst may be over?
No, it will take another, say, 1 hour or 2 hours. Thereafter, we can say that the worst is over.
Okay.
But next 2 to 3 hours are very crucial, and people are. You can advise them through your channel that they should not come out of their houses at least for next 2 to 3 hours, because the news article, derbies, being shared, advertised, all these things will create casualties.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mahesh Palava. And yes, we are telling through our viewers that next 2 to 3 hours are extremely critical, so please don't go out. I'm going to go across to my colleague, Abhir Ghoshal. He is, I think, reporting from Sundarbans. Abhir, we are told that the landfall has already happened around 2:30 p.m. We are awaiting fresh pictures coming in from Sundarbans. But can you recap for us what exactly is the situation over there? I mean, obviously the people have been removed to a safer spot.
The situation is very much bad in here, because the Amphan is likely to make a landfall somewhere between the Holdia and the Kagdeep. And now in the I'm standing here in the Kagdeep area, and the wind speed is around to 150 to 160 kilometers per hour. And everyone in the Sundarbans district, in the Kagdeep, Namkhana, Shagor, Moshuni Deep, Pathor Pratima, exact area of the Sundarbans, is much more tree uprooted. The electric posts, they're uprooted, and the electric connection is completely lost with headquarters. Already the NDRF team and the SDRF team deployed in Bokhali, Frejarganj, because the Bay of Bengal and the coastal area in the Bokhali and the Frejarganj, and 2 more teams are deployed in Kagdeep and Namkhana, because this area is a riverline area. But the public is not very interested to go cyclone center, because some of the public says that they want to stay safe in their houses. But in the Pathor Pratima, in the Kagdeep area, when the tree uprooted and the electric post was uprooted, now they are thinking to go the cyclone affected the cyclone center. The police personnel and the NDRF team is deployed everywhere, but the situation is that the West Bengal disaster management team says that the landfall possibly at the 5 p.m. in the Holdia and the Kagdeep. So everyone is worried for what's the exact situation at the 5 p.m. But now the situation in the Sundarbans area is very much bad, and everything is completely devastated in Sundarbans.
All right, Abhir, thank you very much for getting us those details, and of course do stay safe. But we're going to shift focus to some more news coming in.